But I mean, that's our opinions on that one. We're gonna run to a quick commercial break and switch things up a little bit and get on to that NBA free agency.
This is NIH Health Matters. I'm Joe Belinfy. A study of more than 15,000 adults has found that increased alcoholic beverage consumption is associated with decreased diet quality. Dr. Rosaline Breslow is with the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism.
What we found was that as men and women drank more, they ate less fruit, in particular less whole fruit, and they took in more calories from the combination of alcohol, unhealthy fats, and added sugars. So overall, big picture, drinking more was associated with a higher calorie, less healthy diet.
Researchers underscore the importance of moderate alcohol consumption and greater awareness of healthy eating. Learn more at www.niaaa.nih.gov. Health Matters is produced by the National Institutes of Health, part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Right about now.
It's your East Side
We're back from that good old commercial break. Right now, we're going to switch it up and get back on that NBA Free Agency Summit 010 is how we rolling this summer. The LeBron of James of summertime money. And they going to put his face on money the way they talk about him so much. But what you guys think of this NBA Free Agency Summit type thing with players pretty much grouping together, huddling up, talking about where you going to go, who you going to be, and things of that nature?
I think it's two parts to it. From one standpoint, as an NBA player, your goal is to win a championship. So when you're a free agent, if you had the opportunity to talk to other highly skilled free agents, y'all say, hey, let's go here, we could possibly win a championship. I understand that. But the other part of me says it's competition. So why would you want to sit around and discuss with other people, oh, I think we should go here, we should go there? You know, I think in the spirit of these are my competitors. In the spirit of competition, I'm trying to prove I'm the best out of everybody. So it's a double-edged sword to me.
The way I look at that is, I don't see nothing wrong with it, to be honest. Because when you play pickup basketball, don't you bring your five? When you go to school, don't you say I want to play with this player, this player? Like, okay, when you get drafted in the NBA, you have no voice. You get drafted. When you're a free agent, you get to pick where you want to go. So why not bring your friends with you? I see nothing wrong with this. I mean, it might be wrong for the NBA, for maybe some of the lower market teams, such as a Toronto, such as a Memphis, such as a Oklahoma Thunder. They're talking about Durant might be leaving. You know, like for
such as a Washington.
No, because Washington's a big market. So what I'm saying is, it might be bad for the smaller markets, but as a player, you want to win. If I say, you know what, hey, I'm going to XY gym. I want to win. It's going to be a good run. I'm gonna bring my five. I'm not going to call next. So, I mean, just look at it, you know, in a scheme. Everybody wants to win.
You got to think about this. If I get me, you, and him on the same squad, and say you only do a 1 or 2 year contract, we win an NBA championship. NBA championships equal more money than what your going market rate would equal.
But this is the question. If you were a competitive player with a big drive, would you see like a Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, or Drexler even saying, "Hell, let's team up together"?
Probably they did. It's called a dream team.
No, I'm talking about the NBA. For when they won championship, probably not. Magic would be like,
teams have been doing it recently.
But
because
I'm saying though, with the big, look, those kinds, I'm talking about these mega franchise stars. Magic would be like, no, I'm trying to beat the next man.
You know what?
That's not true. Because
the older you get, the more someone will do that.
The reason why he couldn't do that, and the reason why people couldn't come with Magic, is because Magic signed a lifetime deal.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying, could you see them doing that?
Yes, I can see them doing if they don't have ties to their community. And that's what I'm saying. The lower market teams. Bird's going to stay at Boston. Drexel left Portland. Magic stayed at LA.
At the end of his career.
Yeah, but he left there to go with his friend Hakeem, who he played basketball with in college. So the point that you just made is friends do play along together.
That's during the time of their later stages. Anybody.
And you know what? That's when they have their most success. The thing about is when they're younger is they look as far as terms of money wise.
That's my thing. They're in their primes. Usually, you get, like I said, the individuals that I've mentioned, in their prime at their prime of their stages, when they were like the player or the top 10 or whatever you want to call it, I can't imagine them saying, "Hey, let's team up together, and we can just win a championship." Magic would probably say, "Okay, nah, I want to beat you." I can't see Magic say, "Isaiah, let's team up." No, Isaiah, I want to beat you.
But this is another thing, though. They're not saying that they want to team up, though. No one has said out there that they say, "I want to see where these guys going." Maybe, hey, you stay in the East, I stay in the West. So we can have that mega championship. Like I'm saying, no one has said that we're going to play with each other. They just want to know where each one is going. But
Which
I
is,
guarantee
is
you
it? I mean, this is the same thing they talk about when they're in high school as far as recruiting wise. So, only difference is now they get paid for it. Yeah. And I think a lot of players, they might take the example of the Celtics. Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett. I'm pretty sure they would have won if they'd have got together at a younger age. They'd be making even more money now.
But like, I expect that as you get older, you can go any which way. That's when you really,
that's your ego. Your ego's.
Yeah, your time is ticking. Your ego's been dwindled down, so you're trying to get that championship as hard as you can.
Wade won a championship with Shaq, and he said, "You know what? I like winning a championship."
Yeah.
And Wade said that, if anything, I'll play with a big man. So Wade's saying, okay, if I come back to Miami, who you bringing with me? Mm-hmm. I see nothing wrong with that. LeBron wants to win a championship. He realized he couldn't win it by himself. So if he says, "Hey, I'm thinking about going somewhere, do you want to come too? I think I can win a championship." I see nothing wrong with trying to win a championship. You're not going to get 3 marquee players. People cleared up the salary cap to get 2 marquee players.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that championship will bring more money than they could ever think of as a regular free agent. Yeah. I mean, championships equal money.
But the way the NBA is built anyway, in terms of, when you stick with your own team, you make more money anyway.
That's not true, because the market value is not what team you go to, it's how it's winning, and winning translates into China, which has the biggest population. What people do not realize, which is the key.
Globalization, like I said.
But at the same time, piggybacking off of King Al, all right, just because one team may give you $5-10 million more than the next team, you can make that money up by winning a championship and endorsements and other things. So it's not like just because you're one team who drafted you can max you out. It's not like you can't make that money in a different area of your career. And at the same time, what's the difference between $5 million and $10 million when you're an NBA player and you got $100-some-odd million deal?
No, I hear y'all, but to me,
all it means is a tax man is going to take a little bit more.
To me, it's just like, just be your own man. That's all I'm.
My only beef with the whole summit was one of the players who said he was involved with it, Joe Johnson. Seriously, Joe Johnson. Did you see the series? Did you see the Orlando series?
I couldn't stand
this guy was the worst.
You know what he needs to do? He needs to change his name if he really want to get some money. Because Joe Johnson as his name really ain't going to make him no money. He needs to be like a Tyrone or put some vowels and some apostrophes in his Joe or something to really get them dollars.
He needs to speak.
Because him and Josh Smith with them basic ass names, they not going to really make no money.
See, Joe Johnson is
he's a complimentary player. He's like a Scottie Pippen.
I wouldn't even give him Scottie.
I'm not saying he has Scottie's. He saw Scottie's skill or nothing like that. But he's definitely he's a highly skilled player. But his mentality, he won't take over a game.
Well, he's a quiet complimentary player. Yeah. And if he goes to a team with that mega superstar and he's that sidekick, he probably will enjoy that role better than the role he has.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier off air. To me, I honestly think if Joe Johnson were in Cleveland this past year with LeBron, I actually think that the Cavaliers win the NBA championship. That's because LeBron has a second player that can create his own shot. Mo Williams, even though he's a point guard, he's a spot up shooter. He doesn't really penetrate that often. And the rest of the players are basically spot up shooters and role players.
I think LeBron would be better even more if he had a legitimate big man. A real big man. A real big man that can really run the floor. Another shooter, Joe Johnson is a shooter. It's going to be spray. Cleveland may do a little better than what they did now, but it's still going to be in the same predicament. They need a big man down low.
Okay, this is another thing. One, there's only 2 players that deserve, max contracts, which is Wade and LeBron. But unfortunately, Bosh is going to get it. Amari might get it. Well, I think Amari will get it. And Joe Johnson, if a team is as stupid as Orlando would, Rashad Lewis will get it.